This is Sydney Putnam's book talk for Miss Pritchard's first period AP Lang class.
The book I will be talking about today is If I Stay by Gayle Forman, who has also written Where She Went, which is the sequel to the book we are discussing today. In If I Stay, Forman writes, "Sometimes you make choices in life, and sometimes choices make you." This quote gives a small taste of the lesson that Forman wants the reader to learn from the book, which I will discuss later.
What is the genre?
I would say young adult fiction.
So why did you decide to read this book?
Well, the movie came out, and I watched the trailer for it, and I thought that I had to read the book before I saw the movie. And the trailer looked so good that I couldn't wait to read it. So I went to the library at school that day, and I checked out the book, and it was great.
Could you give us a summary without spoilers?
In this story, it takes place in Portland, Oregon. Mia Hall and her family get into a terrible car accident, and they're sent to the hospital. Mia's boyfriend, Adam Wilde, comes to visit her in the ICU, and Mia realizes that she's having an out-of-body sort of experience. Like, she's able to walk around and see and hear people, kind of like she's still alive, but no one can see or hear her. And the nurse keeps coming into her hospital room and telling her that it is up to her to either come out of her coma or die. And Adam, her boyfriend, is in her room every single day, and he keeps asking her to stay alive and to come back for him. And so Mia is faced with a decision that will determine her fate, which would either be fight to stay alive and live a life far more difficult than imaginable, or let go and slip away from Adam.
While you were reading this book, did you make any connections?
I had a text-to-text connection, which was, I connected it with The Fault in Our Stars, because of the passionate love between Mia and Adam, and it was kind of like Augustus and Hazel's love in The Fault in Our Stars, and they love each other despite of their differences, and they fought hard to keep each other. And I had a text-to-self connection. Mia plays the cello, and it's a huge part of her life. And when I was reading this book, I had actually just started to learn how to play the cello, so I could connect with her in that way. And my text to world, or text to society, I think this book connects with society because when I read it, it opened my eyes to how lucky my family and I are, because Mia lost a lot of people that were important to her, and it made me realize how quickly a person or anything can be taken from you.
What type of person or reader would like this book? Would there be any age or gender you think that would be most interested in this type of story?
I think almost anyone could read this book, but I think it's specifically written for young adults, because it's a story about love, so it could follow the only girls read love stories stereotype, but both genders could read it and enjoy it. And it's not really sappy, and it does have swearing, so, yeah.
Why did you like this book, then?
I enjoyed it mostly because of the love that Adam has for Mia. He honestly would do anything for her, and I loved that about it. At one point, after spending, every day beside her in her hospital bed, he's begging her to wake up, and he realizes that it might be hard for her to live the life that would be before her if she did wake up, because it'd be so different than her previous life. And he says to her, "I'll let you go if you stay, if that's what it takes, because I can't lose you like this." And to me, that just showed how selfless he was, because he was willing to give up the love of his life as long as she lives. He didn't care about anything else.
What lesson can we learn from this story? And what is the theme?
Well, the theme of this book, I would say, is living in the moment and appreciating what you have, because you don't know when that moment will end, and you should be grateful for what you have. And in the book, Gayle Forman writes, you just work through it. You just hang in there. And basically, this book taught me that anything you love, especially people, can be taken from this world in the blink of an eye. So don't waste your time wishing for the things that you don't have. Spend your time being grateful for what you do have, because it could be gone tomorrow.
Is there anything else you would like us to know about this author or the book?
Make sure you have a box of tissues beside you when you read this book.
Thank you, Sydney.